Turn on your microphones. All right, I'll call this meeting to order. This is Town of Alpine public hearing for the Alpine Lakes annexation. First thing on the agenda is the annexation summary and notice of public hearing. So this would be your opportunity, Mr. Sherbel, if you'd like to make any comments. Give us the, Monica, what are we looking for from Mr. Sherbel exactly?
So, I don't know, I know that the Funks have some introductory remarks that they'd like to make, and then, I don't know, Marla, do you have anything prepared, or do we just want to take questions?
Just take questions.
Okay.
Okay, so, yeah, if you guys would like to make a statement, or, yeah, introductory?
Should we go?
Yeah, please, and Monica will turn it on.
Okay. Yeah, we just prepared a few introductory remarks.
Tell us your name first.
Yeah, well, that's right here.
Okay.
I'll just start. Good evening, members of Town Council and fellow residents of Alpine. My brother, Morgan Funk, and I, Trevor Funk, are here on behalf of Palisades Investments. Tonight, we're looking to discuss the 30 acres Palisades possesses at the western entrance of our town, mostly untouched land, which we think holds great potential. For nearly 2 decades, our family has cherished Alpine. We respect the culture and lifestyle this valley embraces. Our commitment to this land is fueled by a shared love of this place and conviction in its future. We feel a responsibility, and we wish to develop the land in a way that strengthens and tightens the fabric of our town.
So I'll just give a little background on the property. So we purchased Alpine Lakes back in 2021. It borders another piece of property that we were developing at the time as a family. And this land currently has a master plan approved by the county for over 200 units. So originally designed as a high-density development with a large RV casita section. And I think we actually have the old master plan there. I saw it.
Is,
Right there. Yeah. No,
this one?
just down one.
Oh,
On there. Old,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Just so you can get a sense of what that looked like. And so the last few years, we've evaluated the best use of the land. While that's still a bit of an ongoing exercise, and our long-term plans will adapt as the town evolves, our starting point and focus will be on Highway 26, and specifically the turnout here.
Do you want me to bring this other one up? Is that all right? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can go to the new one if you want.
Okay.
But just so you can see the RV casita section.
Sorry, the last one you were on?
So if approved, instead of the RV development concept, we intend to immediately amend the master plan and create a layout that we feel better aligns with the community's needs. Highway commercial lots, more space for businesses, and areas that everyone in the community can enjoy. And one example that we're especially excited about is bringing a new restaurant to Alpine, which we'll get to in a minute. I'll let Trev finish us off.
As Morgan just spoke to, the first phase of the development aims to kickstart a commercial district, and it's important to us we establish an environment where young workers, families, and entrepreneurs can thrive. We see strong momentum in this region, and we want to build on it to enhance our town's character. And as the old saying goes, a rising tide lifts all ships. We are confident that what we will do with Alpine Lakes will have a positive impact that ripples through our community. So we thank you for your time and your consideration. We're excited at the prospect of working together and doing our part to responsibly grow Alpine's future. And we thought we'd pass it over to Ryan, who could provide a little insight on what he plans to do with his 1 acre at the turnout.
And we can pull up the latest plat right here.
This one?
I'll show you on the, go back. Sorry, go back to the different links that you can click on, right here.
Oh, latest. Got it. Thanks, Morgan.
No problem.
Yes. My name is Ryan Hayworth. My wife and I own Teton Tie in Driggs and Teton Tiger in Jackson. And we met the Funk family back in February, I think, after a meeting with Sue. And our agents, Sue was kind of helping us put some stuff together because we're really interested in putting a Teton Tie location here in the valley, along with some other ideas that we have that we'll share at a later time. But in speaking with Sue, we then were able to be introduced to the Funks, and it's been an amazing journey from there. We're like super excited to be down here. We've got an acre of land set aside that we're going to develop and hopefully break ground on a new restaurant as early as spring of next year. With that, that's kind of all I have, but yeah.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
It's this one, right?
And we intend to have a green space and, place where families can come, enjoy. So,
I can't wait.
yeah.
Do we have any questions for anyone as of yet?
Can we pull up that latest copy again?
Yeah.
So that's the current proposed plan.
Amended, yeah, that would be
Because I have three iterations.
the.
Right.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Can you walk us through this latest version?
Let me maybe stay over
Maybe
here.
stay over there and point, yes.
Can you hear my voice?
We're gonna-
Jim's-
Let me set up this microphone. If we can kind of direct it towards that, just so we can get it on the record.
Yeah,
Thank you.
my voice isn't carried well enough. So, when you looked at the older master plan, these lots are already created, they're 1 acre.
Do you want me to show you the other one real quick?
Sure. And they match up with these right here, these 4 and these 4. Those were created in the county,
Right.
and.
So
the
that's
rest
your
of it-
R1, correct?
So this is Highway 26, this is the current entrance that was built with an approved YDOT permit. And so it's just this area along Highway 26 that we have looked at. Not sure what we're doing here yet, but do have some plans for an amended master plan. So these are more commercial lots right in here.
Mhm.
Can
So
I
then-
answer questions?
Yes, lot 1, that's all currently off Highway
Which are you
26.
calling lot 1?
Oh, to the left, it's the 9-acre parcel, I believe.
The storage
Yeah.
unit.
Oh, okay,
This is not part of the town.
okay.
This is still out in the county. It's lot 1 of Alpine Lakes. This lot 1, this is lot 2 of Alpine Lakes that is being brought into the town.
Right.
This is where you see the warehouse development, and I believe they have a master plan for some commercial units along Highway 26 that was approved by the county a number of years ago.
Mr. Sherbill, have they had any interest or has there been any contact with the gentleman that owns those, the storage garages?
We've not communicated.
I just wonder, since we're in this area, would he be interested? So,
We haven't heard of any expression of interest, and he would have been notified being a joiner for this annexation, I believe.
We can try that.
But we'll certainly reach out to him and see what.
Sometimes you just
You
have to
tend like
verbalize
square things
the
up
suggestion.
there, and we understand that.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it also may help you, may be able to share some costs, just an idea.
I would say lot 5 and 6 down here. I haven't been communicating with them, and it sounds like they're probably interested.
Oh, really? Okay, because I know that kind of fills in, it'd be those two,
Yeah,
I
these
believe.
2 are not the Funks, and they're owned by the landowner across the
Correct.
street, mostly a
Right.
buffer area, as we understand it. But if he's willing to come in, that would be very good. This is an existing home that was sold quite a while ago. You guys been able to touch
I
base?
have
That's
not
the
been-
only person
that's
that we
the-
have.
Okay. So we're trying to seek out some of these gaps of landowners that folks have no control over to see if they're interested.
Okay.
And try to accomplish that either now or shortly after this one. Other questions I can answer?
So it looks like all of that, aside from the select R1 lots, everything else is mixed-use residential.
Everything else is all MRC, that's correct.
Was that an idea for an open space? Is that why you have?
Here?
Mhm.
No.
No, the lake.
The
I'm
lake?
calling it the lake.
That will, is what you call open space or green space, that's part of this new master plan,
Mhm.
yes.
So for MRC, what plans do you have?
Here, would you guys like to speak to those lots, as to what your thoughts are?
Well, I mean, here we're really hoping for something that's like an event center or something that the community can use, and that they're using the lake here as green space that everybody could use. We've thought of work-live units over here and maybe more over here, but we haven't gotten much further than that.
Okay. And then, no, you have no plans?
We have plans, not
For-
solidified by any means where there's nothing here.
Right. Lot 19, lot 29, 30B, lot 4, lot 32.
I could,
This area here, correct.
Monica, is what you're looking at here, which attachment is what?
It was
Emily-
easier for me to break it up,
Which,
so thank you.
That's the map that.
It
came
is,
with the
it
petition
is
there.
attached to the annexation report. It's part of the annexation report. It's Exhibit E on the annexation report.
There it is.
that was B.
Nope, no.
Did I pass it?
Keep going. Nope. E.
I think that's around
Okay,
page
so
31.
I saw,
Back up, you passed it.
I saw D. There we go.
Right there. There you go. That's E.
I knew Monica knew what we're looking for.
We have little stickies on them, so we know.
Okay. So,
So
Or
maybe
Sarah did
some live workspaces, hopefully a restaurant, and then
Commercial or.
no other, okay,
Yeah.
commercial or,
We would probably start, we're really focused on just the turnout lane in that corner,
Mhm.
where the restaurant's gonna go,
Mhm.
and putting work lit, and that'll kind of, I think, propel us forward to what is viable from there.
okay.
And it says in here that the Star Valley EMS is temporarily operating at a lot 8, and you would potentially build a facility for them to continue to use. That's
We
great.
have been talking to them.
I know they definitely, we all know they need something, and that would be a
Yeah, so
great
that-
solution.
Yeah, there were 3 lots.
We have been talking to them about building in the corner of the wedge here.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, quickest access to the highway.
Oh, yeah.
They're also looking at building on the hospital.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it's good to have options.
It's not defined yet. That's how, the other photo or the flat map is what's currently how it looks, but there's that black pole in the separated. Right, Trevor, you were thinking the EMS being like up on the top
Right hand,
there.
top
Yeah.
right corner.
Yeah,
The best access to the highway.
yeah.
Well, we definitely appreciate you reevaluating your master plan to fit the community better. There's been a lot of change in the last few years. And,
When the RV park went in, they're like,
well, yeah, maybe we don't need another RV park, yeah. So that's great that you're taking another look and figuring out what works best for what's happening now.
Monica, what else do we need to do by statute for this meeting?
So, there's a checklist in here.
Okay.
Checklist. This is the last page. Oh, it is. Thank you. So, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm asking, Sarah assists me, but she's been phenomenal in taking care of everything while I was out for a medical thing. So, she probably knows more about what's in here than I do, so I apologize. So, basically, we have to determine that the annexation of the area is for the protection of the health, safety, and welfare of the persons residing in the area and in the city or town. The urban development of an area sought to be annexed would constitute a natural, geographical, economical, and social part of the annexing city or town. The third thing is the area sought to be annexed is logical and feasible addition to the annexing city or town, and the extension of basic and other services customarily available to residents of the city or town within reason shall be available to the proposed area to be annexed. The area sought to be annexed is contiguous with or adjacent to the annexing city or town, or the areas owned by the city. If the town does not own or operate its own electric utility, its governing body will issue the franchise as necessary. And that the annexing town, not less than 20 business days prior to the public hearing required by state statute, has sent certified mail to all landowners and affected public utilities within the territory, and by first-class mail to any persons owning property that was within 300 feet. But we send it, just to be clear, to 500 feet. Our new ordinance that started after this one was brought in now requires us to expand that to 500 feet.
And we verified that we've sent all those letters.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
And they were all done in accordance with statute.
okay.
And so, that's about it. So those are the items that we have to determine within this hearing.
The toughest one is the first one, in my opinion. Everything else is pretty plain and simple. I think what is it, the health, safety, and welfare of the town of Alpine?
Yeah, so what you're saying is it's for the protection of the health, safety, and welfare of the persons that will be residing in that area, and also in the city or town. I think customarily, and Jim can correct me, the most reasonable argument that's used is that we will provide water and sewer services, and that is the main health and safety concern. You know, so it shifts it so that it shifts them to, right now, where they're at in the county, they can have on-lot systems, and that can be an environmental issue as they age. So.
Mr. Sanderson, do you think we've checked all the boxes
I
tonight?
think you're okay on that one, yeah. Let's
Okay.
go one by one. Also, we have probably more stringent building code than the county, so
That
Yes.
has to add to it.
health, safety, and welfare.
Monica, in your opinion, have we checked all the boxes? All the requirements?
I think that's for you guys to decide, not me.
Yeah,
Can
it
you,
is-
can you run through them real quick
Yep,
again?
so let's start
You don't
with
have
the
to-
first one.
Okay,
Is it for the protection, health, and safety, and welfare of the people that will reside in that area or own businesses in that area, and the city and town?
so I think we've established that is, yes.
The urban development of the area sought to be annexed would constitute a natural, geographical, economical, and social part of the city and town.
Yes, I mean, it's adjacent, it's, Highway 26 is already annexed into the town all the way out there.
Well, and I do think, to speak to what the Funks are talking about editing, they're not asking for us to accept the master plan that may or may not be in line with the values of the town of Alpine, and they are looking at doing something that they feel is more in alignment with those values.
Yeah, they're looking to change the master plan that aligns more with the town of Alpine, yeah. So I think that one's checked. Does everyone agree?
Then it
Yes.
asks if it's logical and feasible addition to the annexing town, and that the extension of basic services will be provided that are customarily available to our residents.
So that's a question I have, because we do have sewer and water out there. Mr. Sherbel, what's the plan to get sewer and water to the property? Because it's my understanding, I don't have that map that
They
shows
have
exactly
water.
where it is.
It's actually sewer and water to the property right now. A lot of it has to do with those agreements as part of your master plan report you talked about those. So this is property that you remember that has an agreement with the town already for a certain number of credits of sewer and water.
Yes.
So the logic to me is that ought to be part of the town. That's one of the high points, I think, because then it's part of the town and it's using town sewer and water. If you'll permit me again,
Please. Jim, can you point that microphone over there?
somewhere right in, so this is what I refer to as the mega well. Maybe you guys
Yep.
do or don't, but
We do.
this is a large well that is now being operated by the town and has been for about a year, or a little more than that, I think. And that doesn't necessarily matter. You have easements that go down, and this hooks into timber line, as well as an MRC zone where the old firewood factory used to be. And so this water line is all in and it does not connect to the town system. it's on its own for those North Alpine areas. There's also, you've got a Targhee landing that's across the street, and all of their sewer comes underneath the highway, and there's a pump. Lift station, thank you, Jim. Sometimes my mind goes blank. Anyway, so there's an existing lift station that drains everything over to this side, and then it's a force main that goes back across the highway and down this side for the sewer currently. The reason that's on this side is they evaluated what was on that county master plan so that it can drop or gravity flow into that same lift station. So this property there's no other piping infrastructure in it, but there is the lift station that everything should flow to, assuming that everything was calculated properly, and we think it is. So when I say it's on site, it is in that fact. There's not collection lines for sewer throughout the property, and there are a few water distribution lines to the 1 acre lots that are coming out of the mega well itself.
Right.
So, and if they're going through the subdivision process, they'll be required to lay out the infrastructure required for what they're proposing. And so planning and zoning would review that, and that would become their replat of the properties, and subdivision would become contingent upon that infrastructure being installed.
Correct. As we start going through preliminary and final plat phases, then that infrastructure is looked at and designed for what is being platted. The town engineer reviews that. Developer's engineer designs that. DEQ will probably approve that as well as the town.
Okay.
So that's something that happens later on for all of the infrastructure, roads, sewer and water, and dry utilities.
Okay. It sounds like we've checked that box
Yeah.
as well. Next.
It asks if it's contiguous or adjacent, and it is because we have Highway
26.
26 is annexed into the town of Alpine.
Yep.
We will, if required, issue franchises, but
Franchises?
we don't, explain that to me, because I don't understand that.
We don't have our own utility.
Correct.
So those utilities, other than water and sewer, so like power and phone, we have a franchise agreement with Lower Valley, with Silver Star, that allow them to produce, sorry. That allow them to provide those services in through the town. And so their franchise agreements will extend to the annexed territories. Okay.
Okay, so we're good there.
Thanks for the explanation.
Yep.
And I can tell you, we did meet the advertising requirement.
Okay. So we've checked all the boxes.
Yes.
Okay, I know we need to do a public comment next, but before we do that, is there any other comment from anyone on town council?
I will look forward to more developing plans, especially as you reach out to the community, hear back from community members, and then, of course, touch base with us. It's very difficult for me to wrap my head around what type of usage we're looking at, because it's nice to see that as an open space, but I have to remember that that is density-specific MRC. And looking at some of the numbers that we're running right now for our water and sewer, I do have legitimate concerns on what type of capacity we can accommodate. So the more information that you gather for us, and I know these visions might change, especially as you, again, touch base with the community that you're wishing to be a part of, but the more information for us, the better. We certainly don't want to make any promises we can't keep, and we also want to disseminate that information to the surrounding residences.
We can also pull data from like our volume at the restaurant. We're
Right.
currently, at both locations, we are within the town for city water, city sewer, and there's requirements in Jackson, that we have to meet.
Yes.
At the same time, we can provide the information about the kind of volume we expect to
Okay.
see.
For your usage as well.
I think that's real
I'd
helpful.
appreciate that.
Because we did meet with the engineers today, and, I mean, Alpine is the fastest growing town in Wyoming, and we're trying to make sure we are doing it right. And the engineers have expressed that if everything, you waved a magic wand and everything got connected that's out there right now, we'd be in a big world of hurt. That sentiment is good and bad because it allows us to go to the state and say, we've got these projects. We need to get the mega well hooked up as soon as possible because we're growing so fast. And then, we need to make sure the sewer can take it. So we'll have a lot more time to discuss those things when we get closer, but we are in discussion with the engineers and they're telling us what we should know and we're trying to listen. So.
Yeah. And they can only do assessed density. They can only take the information that developers give them. They are not calculating off max density. And we have a lot of developments that we've recently annexed in, and we have absolutely no idea what type of density they're looking at. So there is a margin of error there as well that we have to compensate for. And then, of course, think of things like water storage and fire suppression, and we have to look at the bigger picture. So I would appreciate as you start moving forward with your conversations, you just keep us in the loop as best as you can. Thank you.
Is there a way we can get some data points? Because like I said, I can get our team to work on all of
What type of data points you want?
Just like, I'm trying to think of anything beyond like capacity. I mean, I can give you like 90.
Those are all things that I think you're gonna supply to them when we go through.
Yes.
When they replat, we're going to have a lot better idea of what's going where. And our engineers are going to ask a ton of questions, and so, yeah. Yeah. You can just give that information to them, but I appreciate it. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. We're going to finish up this meeting. You can pull up a few more seats if you want to.
There's
Take
a
part.
sign-in sheet at the front as well, if you'd like to come in and sign in.
So I'll open it up to public comment at this point for the public hearing. Is there anyone in attendance that came to voice anything regarding the public hearing?
Sue Kolbus, resident of Alpine and Vice Chair of Planning and Zoning. I am excited about Teton Tiger and Ryan and the possibilities of them being here. I love that area. I would like to see a little more involvement with planning and zoning on what happens in the future because, again, we don't have a master plan. We don't have any comprehensive studies on what the impact of all this annexation is going to be, which is a huge concern. What does this town look like? What is it going to look like? And I don't think a developer can dictate that. So that has us a little concerned. However, we're excited at the same time. I'm very familiar with this area. I was contemplating buying a lot back there. I will not if there's MRC behind me. So those are issues I think that planning and zoning and some really open conversations would be good moving forward because again, it's our concern is, and I think just me living here and being passionate about our community, I want community input and involvement and what is best for that space. I'm not convinced MRC being 3/4 of that is best for that space. That's just my opinion. No, in between the R1 and the lake. Okay, because I went and did a hypothetical master plan, Sue's version, to jumpstart a conversation. That's all it was, just jumpstarting a conversation. And that entailed looking at this particular area as more of a commercial industrial zone. We have 10 apartment buildings coming in, we've got residential, we've got so much housing that I feel like all we're focusing in on is being a bedroom community. That's where I see the energy of all these proposals. And I don't think that's what we want to be. I think we've established the fact that we are Alpine, independent of Jackson. So I think that conversation needs to happen. I would like to see a little more involvement with planning and zoning. I'm excited about this. I'm thrilled with Ryan and you being here and wanting to be part of Alpine. I'm stoked beyond words. But I think we're far from resolved. So I just wanted to throw that in.
Thanks, Sue.
Thank you, Sue.
Any other public comment?
I'm Patricia McQuaid. I live on Columbine Street in Alpine. I just have a couple questions. Looking at this map, exactly what are you talking about annexing at this point? You talked about storage area.
The annexation map.
Wait, could you go back to the other map that,
So this overlays, it might be a little confusing, but
Overlays right here.
yeah, so this,
so what part of that?
This piece right here
That's,
overlays,
so there's a section right, hopefully I can help you,
so
Pat.
actually, all of this overlays that other map.
This corner right here where you can see this is this corner here,
That's correct.
okay?
the
So
top right-hand corner?
I'm sorry, maybe I didn't show, the bottom left corner right here, can you see that? Point to it.
The orange.
Orange lines up with Marlowe right there.
There.
Right there. So then where you have this whole section right here is not annexing into the town, that's where the storage garages are. And that is right here.
Okay, but what's being annexed right now?
So from lot 99, which you'll see,
Everything that's
Right
colored.
Everything that's colored.
everything that's colored
Colored.
in is proposed. So the different colors mean different zoning.
Okay, but everything that's got stripes
All
through
of
it.
this.
And
yep,
how many acres is that?
32.8 acres.
32.8, okay. Okay, and then you're just talking about, is all we know right now for sure is a restaurant? That's the only definite? So everything else is up in the air?
They're looking to come in as, they're looking to come in as MRC for everything that's the green hatch, and R1, which is residential, for everything that is this orange hatch.
And so,
And-
to be clear, they have a pre-approved master plan with the county. However, they have very clearly said they are coming to do the subdivision of all of these lots and the replatting through the town of Alpine, which means and you, as the public, as the residents, will be able to be a part of that conversation. If they did this in the county,
Yeah, I understand that,
yeah,
but
but
we're talking about annexing them
Yes.
without
yes,
any definite,
yes.
okay.
This is part of the reason why we have a new annexation ordinance. So right underneath the,
Third
with-
reading.
Yeah.
They slipped in right underneath there, and that was their right. But going forward, when we do this process, we'll have a lot better idea of what's coming in at that point.
Yes.
So it'll be a lot more clearly defined. We are obviously going to have a say of what this looks like in the future because of the replatting process. So, but they've been open to working with it. I've met with the Funks on several occasions on this, and look forward to future meetings. So no problems there on communication as far as I'm concerned. Any other public comment? I'm sorry? Oh. If there's no further public comment, I will adjourn this public hearing. And we are going to move right into the bid opening. If you don't have any chairs, there's some chairs over here on the side. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Oh, Sarah, I didn't realize there was still something.
Okay, I'll call to order this bid opening, Town of Alpine, on August 21st. And this is regarding the surplus trucks and everything that we're selling that are out front. And let's do this real quick. Drum roll, please. Okay, so this is for the 2006 Dodge Ram 3500. Curtis Clausen, submit my bid of $3,500. And this is for, the Suzuki mini truck, $1,250.
What was the other one?
3,500.
Dodge for 35.
What was the minimum?
So you guys can look at those.
And what was the little one?
5.
I'll send it this way first, and I'll send it back to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Those appear to be the only two bids we received?
Yes,
Okay.
and so we'll deal with them in the council meeting.
Tell 'em to come on down.
Yeah. Come on down, bring your checkbook. Come on down to the town of Alpine. All right, that sounds good.
Oh, and Jim, just for clarification, we do still have clearly some vehicles that did not sell. At this point, how does council proceed?
It's the same, anything that's over $500 has to be put to bid, so we don't have any bids on it.
Can we not sell it now? Somebody comes and gives me a bid
No,
tomorrow?
You still have to, well, you've advertised it, you still have to you gave a cutoff date, so you have to rebid it, so.
Okay.
You may want to reduce your minimum bid amount, yes, and redo it.
Well, we're not gonna do that because it's more that, we owe more than that
Okay,
So-
there's,
on that big truck.
We'll use the same process. We'll
We'll do
just
it.
redo it and.
We'll figure it out.
Yep, we'll keep trying.
Okay.
But, those are the two bids we have. Boy, that was exciting.
The state statute, it is not applicable though if it's a municipality, correct? If we want to transfer it to a municipality, do we have
no,
to?
yeah, if we
If we
trans,
sell
no,
it
we
to
don't.
another-
Yeah, we can do it to
Okay,
another
thank you.
governmental entity.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
it, 'cause
thank
that's-
you. I'll adjourn this meeting, and we're gonna take a couple-minute recess. We can turn off these microphones, and then anyone that hasn't signed in, we have a new sign-in.